Hello everyone and welcome to the New York Empoleon's Week 5 battle of the PBAL. We are on our third battle this season and we have picked up wins in the last two, but last week's win was super tight and we are facing another Mammoth Swine this week in what is set to be an absolutely, there's no other way to say it, a difficult match for me. I am prepared, I think, but I have gone back and forth on a lot of movesets and a lot of Pokemon, and so I don't usually do I haven't done team builders in a little while in Gen 8, mostly because, again, I couldn't find the format that I loved, because there's no way to show you guys the EVs and the moves all on the same screen. So I'm going to talk about them a little bit, and I'll try to edit something in for this week. I couldn't end up finding the time to do it last week, but here we are this week, and we have a little bit of time. So we're going to try to walk you guys through my team and then go from there. So my opponent's team this week, which I haven't really been revealing in the past couple of weeks, not for any reason, just because that's when I talk about it in team builders, and I haven't been doing team builders. So my opponent's team this week is Clefable, Corviknight, Goodra, Mammoth Swine, Jellicent, Rotom Mow, Hitmontop, Togedemaru, Flareon, and Meowstic. First thing I notice right off the bat is that the Meowstic is the only thing over base 100. And aside from that and the Togedemaru, everything is base 86 or below. He's got a lot of things between 65 and 86. That's basically his entire team. Clefable's 60, so 60 to 86. Clefable and Jellicent are 60. Flareon 65, Corviknight 67, Hitmontop 70, Goodra's 80, Mammoth Swine's 80, and Rotomow's 86. So really like condensed in there. I also have a number of Pokemon in that range, including Bisharp, Sirfetch'd, Lapras, Alcremie. They're all in that range as well. So like it's a really interesting speed matchup, right? Because I want to know if I'm going to outspeed some things, but I also don't necessarily want to invest speed where his Pokemon may or may not choose to do the same, and if they're investing bulk, then I need to be able to do the same. So the first thing we're going to talk about is my Lapras set. My Lapras set is a trap and kill something set. I went really back and forth on a lot of the moves on this set, opting for Protect over Life Dew. Those were the real last additions. Toxic is there because otherwise this set gets 100% beat by Jellicent, so having something to actually hit the Jellicent is super nice. But this set kills Goodra, it kills Corviknight, it kills Clefable. If I get one of those three, I'm pretty stoked about that, to be perfectly honest. It has the same amount of defensive investment as last week, so that it can take on the Mammoth Swine okay if it has to. Between leftovers, Whirlpool damage, Protect, I can potentially just wear down the Mammoth Swine as well. But its real job is to break a wall this week. I don't have great switch-ins to Mammoth Swine, so it is there as a last resort, but Whirlpool trapping one of those three things, or even two of them if I can get away with it. Goodra, Corviknight, and Clefable, killing them with Perish Song, getting out, and then just not having to deal with them in another way is amazing, because those are such difficult walls to break normally. The next Pokemon I'm going to be bringing this week is my Sirfetch'd. This thing actually is going to be an adamant nature with a ton of speed investment, because I'm going to be trying to outspeed a, let's see, I'm outspeeding at least the Goodra and Mammoth Swine uninvested. Let me double check exactly. Oh, this is level 100. So, see, this is so frustrating. I don't have my actual showdown calc up for what the number is right now at level 50, but I'm pretty sure I'll post up what I'm trying to outspeed and what my speed set is and what their speed sets will be if push comes to shove. But this is actually going to be choice banded, not leak this week, since choice banded just does so much work, a little bit more prediction reliant. But if I can just click first impression and kill something, I'm totally down, and then switch out. Now he does have the Corviknight, but banded close combat, pretty much 2 it KOs Corviknight. Banded close combat, almost 2 it KOs Clefable as well. And if I go for the Poison Jab, that thing just drops. Poison Jab also kills the Rotom. Close combat is going to do a ton to the Hitmontop, even if I'm intimidated. And because he has the Jellicent, I did decide to go Scrappy instead of Steadfast. Otherwise, I don't think I can be intimidated. But Jellicent doesn't take 2 close combats and certainly doesn't take a knockoff. So lots of options. Meowstic can definitely take a close combat, but can't take a first impression or a knockoff. So this thing just does so much work. I click it, move, it's something pretty much dies or a break, and then I switch it out. It's pretty much what's going to have to happen, unless I'm pretty sure I'm going to outspeed. Next up, we have the Bisharp, another one of those Pokemon that's in that same speed range. This one's actually going to be running even more speed. It's going to be 212 Jolly, really pushing to outspeed things. But 212 Jolly allows me to outspeed even, I believe, a Scarf Meowstic after I go for Rock Polish. And so this thing has Shuka Berry. It's going to be able to take a hit from the Mammoth Swine, take an EQ from the Mammoth Swine, click Iron Head or click Rock Polish. I can actually take an EQ into an Ice Shard, so with the Shukaberry. So Rock Polish, the first EQ, and then Iron Head. Boom. Done. That Mamoswine's getting blown back. Don't have to worry about that at all. And then this thing could potentially sweep the entire game from there if things are chipped enough. So this is sort of a mid to late game sweeper. It's sort of a last resort to the Mamoswine, not a first resort to the Mamoswine. And after that, if I can get a Rock Polish off, which I should be able to do against a decent chunk of his team, then I can just potentially go for the sweep with this thing. It is hopefully going to put in a lot more work than last week, where it just didn't quite kill, or last week where it didn't quite kill Vaporeon. All right, next up we have the Dragapult. Dragapult is going to be rocking out with just enough speed to outspeed Meowstic, and then otherwise modest nature with Specs for the 3rd consecutive week. I will probably stop running Specs after this week just because you don't want to get too predictable. And now that I'm actually doing a team builder, you guys are going to hear that I've been Specs 3 consecutive weeks, and people are going to start preparing for it. So we'll see. If it makes the most sense, it makes the most sense, though. For the first time, I'm not running Clear Body, though. I'm actually running Infiltrator because subs are annoying and screens are annoying for my team. And Clefable's annoying for my team, just in general. So he has 0 ghost resists. At all. That's why Specs make sense. Shadow Ball is super spammable. Draco Meteor's there if I really need to break something like the Goodra. And Flamethrower can break down the Corviknight, which resists both my stabs. And then U-Turn is something that, as you saw last week, got 2 kills on Specs Dragapult. So not a bad option. I keep running Special because I need the Ghost coverage, but mostly because, yeah, I don't have a good physical Ghost move, and Shadow Ball is so completely spammable this week. So that's what I'm going to be mostly doing, is spamming Shadow Ball. This thing is not necessarily as much a sweeper this week as it has been in past weeks, as much as it is a breaker. Again, I want my Lapras to break down the walls, but if that plan either goes wrong or I only get 1 of the 3 and there's still 2 to deal with, I need to have backup plans to deal with the rest of them. And Dragapult is a very good option to continue to apply pressure to him in order to continue making, oh my gosh, I just keep saying that word, in order to push forward my strategy of breaking down those walls and being able to win in the end game. I'm not expecting this to be a clean 5-0 or 6-0. I'm expecting this to be a not a grueling battle, but certainly not a quickie. Next up, we have Reuniclus. Again, Shadow Ball is so spammable that I decided I was going to go Life Orb Reuniclus this week with max HP and max special attack. Psyshock is nice coverage to have for the Goodra, just because I don't think it wants to take a physical move nearly as much as it wants to take a special move. And then Thunder is there mostly because the Corviknight is the thing that naturally switches into the Reuniclus, and I can potentially just click that on the switch in and kill it. Life Orb, Thunder kills kills Corviknight. Max special defense Corviknight. Just from full. It dies. And then Recovers there because it's useful. This thing is so slow that it doesn't outspeed anything on his entire roster at all. I know this will always be going second. That's okay. I am Magic Guard for my Life Orb, also for Stealth Rocks and stuff. So Recover, maybe not going to get clicked that often because this thing does take a decent amount of damage because it is not that bulky. It is mostly offensive this week, but it's going to hit hard. Even if it just does 1 attack and dies, that's still pretty good for this thing because it's going to do so much damage with that 1 attack. And last up, we have Alcremie, which is probably the weirdest set this week. It has Entrainment on it, Mystical Fire, Recover, and Dazzling Gleam, because his only real things that want to switch into the Dazzling Gleam don't really appreciate taking a Mystical Fire. Corviknight being the obvious one that doesn't want to take a Mystical Fire, and then Mamoswine doesn't want to take a Mystical Fire very much. Togedemaru, which can switch into Dazzling Gleam, doesn't want to take a Mystical Fire, so his switch into that are limited, and Recover's there. Entrainment is for one thing and one thing only. It's for that Corviknight, because Corviknight's going to switch in. Now I'm going to click Entrainment, and I'm going to get rid of Mirror Armor. And so when I click Mystical Fire, I don't lose special attack, so I can keep putting offensive pressure on him. I am not Babiri Berry, so can I stay in an Iron Head? 1. I can do 1 if he's not invested. But I'm expecting Entrainment. I can click Mystical Fire. I'm all set to go, and I don't lose my own special attack, so I can continue applying pressure to him. I can get a gauge on his speed if he wants to try to set up a substitute or a bulk up because he expects me to switch. Boom, got Mystical Fire off, and I don't take the special attack drop. So that is the team we're rocking out with this week. Hopefully it works. I'm excited. You guys should be excited too, and I will see you guys back here with that battle. I would say tomorrow, and I would say in a moment, but I have no idea if this is going to get clipped onto the beginning of the video or if it's going to be a separate video right now. I haven't decided, so I will see you guys back here with that battle in whatever amount of time is appropriate, based on the other things that are happening. If you see things on a Sunday and it's the first day it was uploaded, it's probably right now, and if you're seeing it on a Saturday, it's going to be tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.